This is Insights presents Mick and Rick with me, Mickey Clayton, formerly of the Florida A&M University Rattler-Red head basketball program and the Rattler-Red head basketball program. And with me, my partner, formerly of the Lakeland Ledger, the illustrious writer, creative scribe, formerly of the Lakeland Ledger. Now he's worldwide on Roku with Insights, Rick Brown.
What's up, Coach? Hey, you gotta listen to me. You see, I'm masked up. I'm masked up for a reason, because I know this is gonna be a show. This is gonna be a battle, and I have to come battle tested. I had to be battle ready because I know who's gonna be on this show, and I'm ready for him. I'm ready for this show today, my brother. How's it going, folks? Welcome. What's up, Coach?
Oh man, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That's always late Todd Lampley. That's what I'm gonna just call him, late Lampley.
Late Lamp. Yeah, I like
late
that.
Lampley. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Yeah.
And see, Sports Diva already worldwide of Rick.
What can I say, Diva? It just is what it is. It's showtime today. Oh my goodness!
Showtime. And I'm gonna bring Mr. Todd special Lampley on.
What up, gentlemen?
I don't know. I don't know if it's you or not, but you got a Richard Pryor shirt on. That's better than a Dallas Cowboys shirt.
Yeah, hey, I applaud that. I applaud that. Yes. Thank goodness.
Let's say you could go with that.
Oh, definitely. I expected some shenanigans out of this one here. But, he shows some respect for the show. I appreciate that, Todd. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, Mick?
You the man. We just glad to have you on.
All right, my man Rick. What's up, baby?
Man, don't talk to me, man. I heard that shot you fired at me last week. All the reporters. It's the reporters. It's the reporters.
I'm gonna diffuse you, man. I'm gonna diffuse you.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Just ready to bring it. Just bring the noise. Just bring the noise. Let's go.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot right off the bat with the hottest topic going. Daniel Snyder. Now, you have explained to the viewers your relationship, how they lost you with the Washington football team and Generals, and being from DC now. That it's either one team or none. So you were really close to him. Explain a little bit about what's going on in the DC area with him. What's been going on for a while now with him.
Okay, so Daniel Snyder, when he took over the team, I mean, a lot of expectations. Former fan, he grew up in the DMV, which is District, Maryland, and Virginia. They just combined the three and just say the DMV. He grew up in the DMV area, and so when he took over, expectations were high. But then he started these shenanigans, and we found out he's just about money. I grew up in DC, maybe 6 blocks from the stadium. When they beat Dallas all the time at RFK, you could hear the crowd from my house, from my apartment where I grew up in. So anyway, in 2016, when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, Daniel Snyder said that if any Washington, there was still the Redskins then, took a knee, then they would no longer be a Redskin. Well, with that, shenanigans with parking, with trying to charge people to get into the preseason games and not film, it just added up, and that was enough for me to say,
But hold it, Rick. Everybody charged to get into preseason games.
You're right.
no, I mean not preseason games. I'm sorry, the training camp, the
Oh,
practices,
okay.
and he was charging people to get in there. And then when people would try to take pictures and film, he was like, no, you can't do that. Well, the league said yes, you can because you're charging them, so it could be scouts there filming your practices, basically. So he had to stop that. But just a lot of stuff that just said Daniel Snyder was all about the money and not about the franchise. And then with the Colin Kaepernick taking a knee when it wasn't even about what Snyder was, and a lot of people said it was. I couldn't. A great man once said, if you don't, well, let me get it right. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
Right.
It was enough. And
But
it hurt.
Rick, he wasn't the only owner
That's right.
who made that declaration about Colin Kaepernick.
No, he wasn't the only owner, but for me, he was the owner of the team that I grew up loving, the only team that I grew up loving. And with the other stuff just piling on, it was enough for me to just say enough. And even though I was covering the NFL then, other than the games that I covered, which was the Buccaneers, I didn't follow the NFL for 2 seasons. Not like I have been, not like I did. I wasn't a true fan. I was a Buccaneer reporter, and that was it. Didn't care about anything else in the league. And that was just because of everything, the other owners, as you said. Uh, and I thought it was a lot of lip service. All these vote, and when the George Floyd incident went down, and all of these political statements that the NFL is trying to, they stand for something. They are, there's a bunch of owners who's all about money. And that's all they care about, and being on the right side of history. And I couldn't take it. So,
Okay.
so now this news comes out that Snyder could be selling the team. I don't believe it. Until it happens, I will not believe it, because Snyder said a lot of things. I will never change the name for this team. This team is been the Redskins for blah 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 years, and it's a tradition. Yeah, all right. How long did that last? He's changed it twice since then. So I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth until it happens. But I pray it does. I pray, because I miss rooting for them and Daryl Greens and all the people they have now. I miss it, but whatever. Until it happens, whatever.
What's your take?
I take, first of all, I want to say Jerry Jones was in that same boat in terms of if you guys take a knee, and it really pissed me off because the team had already had a meeting and said that they were not going to take a knee. But then we lost to the Packers that day, and I guess he was upset. He came in talking about same thing. If anybody takes a knee, they're not a Cowboy anymore. And that just irritated me to no end. I think LeBron came out last week and said that he was no longer supporting the Cowboys because when Jerry did that 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was. I met a guy in LA, a Cowboy fan. He said, I'm not a Staubach fan. I'm not a Dorsett fan. I'm not an Emmitt Smith fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. So although I was upset and still upset with Jerry about that, I'm going to be a Cowboy fan before him and after him. And I think it was dead wrong. I think Snyder's got too much on the table that's been exposed for him to maintain ownership. Today, he did say he would consider selling maybe all the team, maybe part of the team, or maybe none of the team. My bet will be that he's going to have to sell all of the team, but we'll see. But I think the atmosphere that he has created around there, he needs to go. He needs to go.
It's
Well, I
toxic.
think one of the things that's happened is that he now has the owners that have turned against him.
Right.
And once they've kind of turned against him, you could kind of hide behind that very exclusive boys club they had going.
Right.
And nothing about the toxic workplace, the sexual harassment, nothing about that. But see, I know a lot of times people are not going to let somebody get them fired from a group that they don't really approve of. And if it's a group that they don't approve of that's raising sand, they will become closer in terms of unity and support because they don't want to make you think that you had anything to do with them getting fired.
Right.
But now that the owners are against him, you hear the owners speaking up, because Snyder went on about all the different things that he had on different owners.
Yeah.
Dago Mafia. Teflon Don.
Look, mob mentality.
Exactly. But what did the owners say? If you got something on me, bring it.
Right.
Now the other part of it, the franchise is now worth $6.5 billion.
Wow.
$6.5 billion.
With a B.
Right.
Hey, you could hit that $1.2 billion lottery and you're a minority owner trying to buy an NFL.
Oh, I forgot to. I'll be back, Mick. I got to go play that, man.
Yeah. You better hit it. 1.2 billion. You can. Oh, the best you could do is travel and get you a box. That's the best you could do.
Right.
But that now I heard you, Todd, when you said earlier, the New Jersey Nets is a shit show.
Yeah. True that.
But this is the only way it could have ended, y'all. It couldn't have ended any other way than this. It just wasn't possible. Once Kyrie and his eccentric behind, and then KD came out during the summer, wanted to be traded, and then he said Nash should be fired. Now, my thing is, I'm not supporting the players who want to coach fired, but I never thought that Nash was the logical choice to be hired anyway, without any coaching experience at any level.
None.
A lot of people fussed about the choice. Now he hired a competent, experienced coaching staff with him.
True.
He did do that. I mean, that helped him. But I mean, even during the year last year, you heard him when the season was over. Kyrie said, "Well, we're gonna get together and figure out what we need to do moving forward." What we need to do?
Who's running the joints?
Right.
Who's running it? Exactly.
What's your thought, basketball guy?
To have so much, that team is so talented. And Kyrie Irving is, oh my gosh, if he's not one of the best point guards in the game today, his handle, his ability, but he seems so disinterested in the games that I've seen. He seems just like, yeah, I'm just out here collecting my money, getting my dollars. And KD, who can shoot like, oh my goodness, Coach, he has better range than you, and I don't say that about too many people.
I mean, I'll take that.
I mean, it's true. I mean, hey, folks, y'all should see him on the court. Dude got a jumper, or had a jumper anyway. But anyway, KD, and he seemed like he was going through the motions. And that team should not be like that. That team should be much better. But what shocked me is that they're talking about in a couple of days they may be hiring the dude from Boston. M.A. Udoka. I can't pronounce his last name. But oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Isn't he suspended for a year? Is he going to come right in and coach? I don't. This has been a crazy year. And the Nets are at the top of craziness.
I'll go with Todd's very apt description.
Yeah, shit show.
Shit show. Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when I heard they were going to hire the Celtics ex-coach. I mean, I just don't get it. But as far as that team, I think that team was doomed from the beginning because I don't think teams are built in the locker room. You have to be able to want to lay it on the line for everybody. And Kyrie's not going to lay it on the line for you. And therefore, they're not going to lay it on the line for him at the end of the day. So I don't think that team has a chance in hell anyway, no matter who the coach is.
Well, I agree with that. But see, it goes all the way back to them assembling that team and KD going to play to be with Kyrie, which made me wonder about KD.
Yeah.
You know, nobody gets along with Kyrie. And Kyrie, the only person that can handle him was LeBron.
Right.
LeBron kind of kept him under wraps a little bit and made him, got him focused. And Kyrie didn't like that, and he kind of chafed under that. But that's when he actually played his best. He went to the Boston Celtics and they went to the Eastern Conference Finals without him.
Right.
And he went in there and tried to take over the team and tell them what to do. Them guys wasn't having that.
Right.
Now, the thing back to the former Celtics coach, we kind of purposely didn't really touch it a lot when it would happen because it was obvious it was a lot of stuff that went on behind the scenes that never really came out.
Right.
You hear little bits and pieces of it now. I read something where they say he degraded her and talked to her in a crude manner before being in a consensual relationship.
Wow. Before.
Okay. Right. So evidently it wasn't detrimental to her.
Right. She's the problem. Man.
but you guys both said something that I thought was interesting about Kyrie and that team. You're right. LeBron could handle him, but who's the veteran on the Nets who can handle Kyrie? KD doesn't want. KD's not that person.
Kyrie is a veteran now.
Yeah, he is the veteran.
Yeah, he's a veteran now.
Yeah, look, he can't handle himself. So.
And KD doesn't want that. I mean, all he wants to do is just play. That's
hoop.
all KD wants to do is shoot.
Yeah.
Well, see, for me, this is just my opinion. I was never a Kyrie fan. I thought he was talented. Kev will tell you, Todd, I was never a Kyrie fan.
Right.
Being a former coach, I look for my point guard to do other things.
Right.
He handles the ball. I haven't seen many people handle the ball like him. I mean,
like a yo-yo.
Oh, the only person that came close, I thought, was from Florida State, and that was Skip Young. Skip could handle it like that. But Kyrie could handle the ball, could shoot the ball. But it was just something about him that just didn't fit locker room wise to me. And there were a lot of stories going, why he really left and, just different things. And okay, I'm a Cleveland fan, all things Cleveland.
Right.
LeBron left. I always kind of had liked Miami a little bit anyway because of Dwayne Wade. But I wasn't a LeBron fan that my allegiance changed from Cleveland to LeBron. I was still with Cleveland. When he went to the Lakers, well, the Lakers were my first team when Magic was there. So, I was more a Lakers fan than a LeBron fan, but I respect LeBron. Let's not get it twisted.
Right.
But I'm all things Cleveland. So when Kyrie left, I wished him well, but I didn't think it would work. It's blown the hell up, and James Harden knew it wasn't working and got out of there
quickly.
Look, like he was in church, like I'll be right back.
Yeah, right. I like that, Todd. I'll be right back up.
Right.
Harden got out of there quick. Then they traded Ben Simmons, another head case. And so the Nets don't, and all the guys that were on that team, like Allen with Cleveland, Karis LeVert was on that team.
Yeah.
All them guys in Cleveland now. So that team that really did well before all them guys went there, all over, they got rid of all those guys. But now what's going to happen is it's still gonna crash and burn. I don't care what anybody says.
It is. There's no question about it. I mean, Kyrie, it can't work with him, man. He just can't. Yeah, you guys got to believe in each other. You got to, like I said, you got to want to run through the wall. And they don't even know if he's ever going to be there tomorrow. So yeah.
He has a different outlook on life.
Right.
Hey. And KD too. KD, what you say? KD wants to shoot. The rest of it doesn't matter.
Nah.
Right.
Nah, it doesn't matter. And he got his rings. He got his rings from Golden State. Right. So it's all gravy now.
I mean, and he should have. KD probably should have stayed at Golden State. Yeah. He'd have more titles, and Kyrie definitely should have stayed in Cleveland. He'd have more titles. They'd have more titles. But egos. Yep. I want to be the man. I'm the man. And then you're out there with nothing.
Out there with nothing.
But on that point, I mean, he was the man at Golden State. He was the man. I mean, because Steph didn't care. Steph wanted to win.
Right.
Draymond wanted to win. Clay wanted to win.
He was upset because Draymond said something.
Draymond
hurt his feelings.
Yep. Draymond went to his face, just like he did somebody else. But that's another story for another day.
Right.
Yeah. So they kind of let that explode in their own.
Yeah.
So right about now, it's just really kind of going crazy.
And do you think the league is going to discipline Kyrie for these latest comments?
How? They haven't done anything to anybody else. That would be unprecedented.
Right.
I don't think they will.
I don't even.
It would be unprecedented. They might, and they won't really bother the owner but so much, but they not gonna do that. I don't think. Especially so much time has passed now. It's like your children do something bad and you don't spank them about it till 3 months later.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. You're messing with deep pockets, and Kaepernick did much less than and he's not playing now. Kyrie is a lot better player than Kaepernick, but again, comes back to deep pockets, and when deep pockets say no, unless you make changes, then sometimes changes are made. So we'll see.
Well, tell me this: how many people take what Kyrie says seriously anyway?
That's true.
Hey, when he said the earth was flat, I had to think about that one. I had to think about that one. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, has anyone ever went around the world? I'm just saying.
Right.
Rick, let me see if I can delete you from the screen. You about to
hold on. I'll do it for you. Go. Let me do it for you.
Yeah. That's a good one. Moving right along, we now have a 2-person show. Because Rick Brown, nobody claims him from being from the Lakeland Ledger or from Florida A&M University. We do not know him. We are checking his
he's not with me.
Exactly right.
You're not getting rid of me that easily. No.
Say I'm stuck with you.
Stuck like Chuck, buddy.
Now tell me this, gentlemen. Lot going on. Yeah. Bill Self suspended 4 games. Losing 3 scholarships at Kansas.
Ooh.
Now, I don't think the scholarships are going to hurt him. Because they got some guys down the end of the bench don't play anyway. They keep them down there for academic grade point average. Them guys practice players and don't never get on the floor. So they,
right.
It won't matter. At Duke and North Carolina, all of them got a couple guys on the end of the bench with 4.0 grade point averages, never play.
Right.
Never play. They'll be doctors, lawyers, and engineers.
Senior night, they get in for a couple of minutes.
Right.
Crowd
they might
cheers.
Start that. And they always pick senior night to be somebody they can play and it won't hurt them.
That's right. That's right.
But wow. They got Bill Self at Kansas. See, and I've never really been a real Kansas fan either. I really don't pay much attention to them until late in the year when they start making, they run through the March Madness. But I really don't keep up with them that much.
Why I missed that one? What is it? Recruiting issues or what? That he got the 4-game ban.
Rick, you know, they've been investigating him for a minute. They had a self-imposed ban.
Oh,
You know, self-imposed investigation on him and stuff.
okay.
Rick,
And they do that because they don't want the NCAA to come down and really put the hammer on you.
Yeah, that's right.
and that's why they try to encourage you to do it yourself.
Mhm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Exactly right. Depends on how many people have complained about it.
Right, right.
All right, let's start something. Tennessee #1. They deserve to be #1.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. They've beaten 5 top 25 teams, and you beat Alabama. That's a mouthful right there. You know,
Yeah.
I don't particularly care for Alabama, but you know, you got to admit they're the cream of the crop in terms of perennial. You know, so yeah, I think they deserve it.
The biggest game, you know who plays this week?
Mm-hmm.
Georgia and Tennessee.
1 and 3.
Right?
Georgia and Tennessee.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
1 and 3.
Georgia and Tennessee.
Mm.
Now, my question would be, will a one-loss team be able to get in that top 4?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe if Tennessee loses, I think they probably can get back in, or probably might not even drop out. But Georgia may have some issues. Georgia's schedule's not really been that tough, so they may have some issues if they take a loss here.
What's the key to Tennessee's success this year?
Hooker, their quarterback,
The pro, right?
just crazy, just accurate, making plays with his feet, but just throwing that rock, coach. And the defense has just been solid all year. But Hooker's the guy. They say football is a quarterback driven. Yeah.
He's gonna be driving.
Oh my goodness. And he's been driving very well.
Right.
Very well this year.
Right.
Don't estimate the man on the sideline, second year with Tennessee.
Josh. Mm-hmm.
He's been through some things.
Yeah.
And he tried to find him a quarterback that could run what he wanted. Hooker wasn't that good. He transferred for what, Virginia Tech or somewhere. He transferred because he wasn't playing.
Wow.
He wasn't even playing at Tennessee when he first got there. He had to earn that job. And he almost came out this year, but he had another year eligibility, and he decided that he could, improve his draft stock. But Todd, he wasn't even playing at Virginia Tech.
Wow. You talk about a business decision and a good one.
Bet on yourself.
Yeah.
They're an exciting team to play with that hurry up offense they run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And going to the line and seeing what the defense is in and let them know if they're going to pass or run. And they call that sucker quick. And they don't allow you to change your defense. Your defense has to be able to stay on the field because they're not letting you switch to situational football.
Right. Smart football, man. Smart football.
And that's the league. I mean, that's college football for the most part. I mean, you barely see teams huddling now. Everything is done at the line. Everything is up tempo. Everything is looking over to the coach. But it's funny though. You don't. Everything is in the shotgun for the most part. You don't see many quarterbacks under center.
Under center. Yeah.
And that'd be the adjustment they have to make when they go to the league.
And therefore, I don't think that's a good idea though either, because I'd rather, unless it's an obvious passing situation, I'd rather have my quarterback under center and have all my options. And then, like you say, these guys have to adapt. If they don't do it in college, they have to adapt in the pros, and it's a difficult task.
Well, from a coaching viewpoint, you do stuff that everybody else isn't doing, so it requires a lot of prep time for teams to get ready for you.
Right.
And so it kind of puts you at an advantage, and they really could care less. They're just trying to win as many games as they can and let the chips fall where they may after that.
Right.
Because some people are saying that they thought he still had a slow release and was slow to recognize things. So it's going to be interesting because the winner of this game is going to be the front runner for the Heisman.
I was going to say, we'll see Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
will.
going to be a good game. This is going to between the hedges. Sanford Stadium is crazy anyway.
Mm.
Now that Tennessee is good, I mean they're number one. That place is going to be off the
Wow.
chain,
Wow.
and they're going to be loud. And that defense is underrated. Georgia's defense is underrated.
They
Todd,
did. I'm
Todd,
sorry.
you
Go
said
ahead.
that you think their schedule has been kind of light. I just think they've been preparing for what's about to come. I still like that team, and I think that
You
team,
still like which time? UGA?
Georgia, Georgia, yeah, and I think that team doesn't get the respect it should. I think there's only one other team that could be better than Georgia right now, and that's not Tennessee. That's Ohio State.
Ohio State rolling pretty good, but they cut a fool in
Oh,
Athens. I've been there just doing insights. We were doing something on tailgate. They are on the dormitory lawns. They're in the gas stations. They got their own spots. You can't get close. They've been tailgating starting on Thursday.
Mm.
I remember there was a young co-ed. It was an afternoon game. She was sloppy drunk, could not walk. And I remember I went to some guys and I said, "Well, y'all might want to go over there with her and make sure that she get back to the dorm all right."
Mm.
And they looked at her and then they looked at me. They said, "Sir, we not touching that
Right.
with a 10-foot pole.
Oh.
She got to be on her own and handle that." They said they looked at their wife and said, "She sloppy drunk like that this time of day already? Nah, we not gonna deal with that."
now we good.
And
Should be all right.
we gonna pass on that. She can do the best she could do because right now we not going over there.
Right.
But see, people out of Ohio think Ohio State team is a national championship team.
Yeah, I like the Buckeyes a lot. I'm a little concerned about our secondary though, but I mean, we could score. Got some great athletes on offense, man.
Well, will this be the year Michigan gets them?
Well, they got us last year. This
Last
be the
year.
year we get them back.
Yeah,
Right. But that Marvin Harrison son, man, he can go.
Junior.
He can flat out go. And yeah, we got a room full of great receivers though. But
Their receivers coach ought to be up for some pretty good jobs because he turned out first round draft picks.
I hope not though, but I hope he doesn't be up for a job. But yeah, he's definitely a great coach and a great recruiter. You know, yeah.
And don't leave out the thrower, CJ. I mean, CJ Stroud is just he's gunning for that Heisman.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
And he's let everyone talk all their talk about Bryce Young, talk about Hooker. Go ahead. I'm just gonna keep throwing, talk about Bennett.
Right.
But that's all right. I'm gonna keep throwing my 5 touchdowns a game.
Right.
And at the end of the year,
yeah.
What about Clemson? Do they belong in that top 4?
For now.
Yeah.
But it's
God,
going.
you got that look on your face.
I don't know, man. I kind of like TCU. I think it is.
They got robbed.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, they might steal that spot from Clemson. But we'll see. But back to Georgia, didn't they lose their linebacker though? That all-world linebacker they have. Yeah, gone for the season. So that could make a difference for them as well. This is a big week for Georgia.
Georgia is unbelievably deep.
Okay.
Florida State had a defensive line. Ian last year went in the first round. Johnson, he wasn't even playing at UGA. Transferred his last year to Florida State and got picked in the first round.
Wow.
He wasn't even playing at UGA. That's how deep they are. The kid was behind some other kids.
Wow.
And was a first-round draft choice in his last draft.
Mm.
So they are just deep.
We say next up, huh?
Pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much. You know, you gotta remember now, Chubb was splitting time with a back that they thought was better than Chubb.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hardly hear about that kid now, but they had him rated ahead of Chubb.
Mm.
But people who saw Chubb in high school said, "Coach, that's how he played in high school. He completely ran over people and then outran them to the end zone."
Right.
I said, "What?" They say, "Yeah." They say he was pretty nasty. even then.
He's the truth, man.
Say, ain't he?
Yes, he is. I told you on that earlier segment, man. This is again his vision, his power, and his speed. It's just unmatched right now. Great tailback.
And that's a great segue into
Todd's talking. NFL Week 8 in review. Can you say trade? I've never seen so many trades at the NFL trading deadline, and I love it. Week 8 kicked off in Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay hosted the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens win their consecutive games for the first time this year. Tampa Bay drops their third in a row and have had only one win since a 2-0 start. Tampa led 10-3 at the half, but Baltimore outscored the Bucs 24-12 in the second half. Baltimore had 3 touchdown drives over 77 yards. Baltimore wins 27-22 to go 5-3. Tampa Bay falls to 3-5. The Ravens rushed for 150 yards for the 7th straight game. Baltimore at New Orleans next Monday night. Tampa Bay hosts the struggling Rams Sunday. At Wembley Stadium in London, the Jaguars jumped out to a 10-0 lead. The Broncos scored late in the second quarter to go in with a 10-7 deficit. Denver outscored the Jags 14-7 in the second half, and a late touchdown run by Latavius Murray win 21-17. Travis Etienne had 24 carries and 156 yards and a touchdown in the losing cause. Carolina visited Atlanta, and the teams combined for 3 touchdowns in the final 3 minutes and 6 seconds of regulation. Young-Ho Koo kicked what he thought was a game-winning field goal with 36 seconds left for Atlanta. But then DJ Moore had an amazing touchdown catch with 12 seconds left, and he thought that was the game winner. But he removed his helmet in the celebration and forced a 49-yard extra point attempt. The kicker missed. And then the kicker missed again from 38 yards in overtime. Young-Ho Koo then came in and hit the game winner. Atlanta wins 37-34. Deontay Foreman had 118 yards and 3 touchdowns for Carolina in a losing cause. Carolina falls to 2-6. Atlanta improves to 4-4 and are in first place in the NFC South Side. Down in Big D at Jerry's World, the Cowboys hosted the Bears in what turned out to be an exciting game. The Cowboys jumped out on the Bears early and were set to take a 28-7 lead into the half. After Diggs' interception was overturned by a roughing the passer penalty, the Bears scored 10 points in the last 40 seconds of the half to cut the lead to 28-17. And then the Bears scored right out of the half to cut the lead to 28-23. The Cowboys then pulled out their bear spray and calmed that bear crap down. The Cowboys win 49-29 and move to 6-2. The Bears drop to 3-5. The Bears offense is showing some improvement though. Fields had 151 yards passing, 60 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns. And the Bears ran for 240 yards on the Cowboys' D. The Cowboys were led by Tony Pollard's 14 carries and 131 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dak was very efficient, 21-27 for 250 yards and 2 scores. The Cowboys are on bye this week, and the Bears host the Dolphins. In Seattle, where the only game between teams with winning records last week, Seattle slows down Saquon Barkley and the Giants and use a 14-point fourth quarter to win. Seattle wins 27-13 and move to 5-3 in first place in the NFC West. The Giants fall to a respectable 6-2. Geno Smith continues to impress with 2 more touchdown passes. Tyler Lockett's touchdown drop almost lost the game, but he redeemed himself with the winning score late in the game. In the Motor City, Detroit raced out to a 21-7 lead over the Dolphins, but then the Lions began to sputter and only had 2 field goals for the rest of the game. The Dolphins began to score touchdowns at that point, and they win 31-27 to go 5-2. The Lions fall to 1-6 and host the Green Bay Packers next week. The Dolphins travel to Chicago. Statistical stars in this one. Tua had 382 yards and 3 touchdowns. Waddle had 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Ty Hill had his seemingly every week 188 yards. In Minnesota, the Vikings win their 5th straight over Arizona to move to 6-1. Dalvin Cook had 111 yards and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins passed for 2 scores and ran for 1. Arizona's Kyler Murray threw for 326 yards and
Cousins
3
ran for one.
touchdowns, but he had 2 second-half interceptions that derailed the Cardinals. The Cardinals got off to another slow start. They only had 3 points up until the final minutes of the first half. Minnesota has the Commanders next, and the 3-5 Cardinals host the first-place Seahawks next week. In an AFC East matchup, the Jets hosted New England. New England used the 13-point third quarter to break open a tight game. They now have 13 straight victories over the Jets. And Belichick passes George Halas to take over second place in all-time coaching wins. The
Who's
Jets'
your
4-game win
daddy?
streak crashes and burns. Looks like
Sorry,
they really
Corey.
missed Breece Hall. Zach Wilson had 355 yards and 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in a losing
Todd's
cause.
talking, y'all.
New England evens their record at 4-4 and hosts the Colts next week. The Jets fall to 5-3 and take on Buffalo Bills next week. At SoFi Stadium in LA, here come the 49ers behind their new toy Christian McCaffrey, who had 150 total yards. McCaffrey threw, ran, and caught a touchdown. The 49ers blow out the Rams 31-14 for their 8th straight regular season victory over the Rams. The Rams do continue to struggle. The 49ers even their record at 4-4 and host the Chargers next week. The Rams fall to 3-4, Tampa Bay next. Elsewhere around the league, New Orleans sandblasted the Raiders 24-0. The Raiders didn't even cross midfield until 3 minutes were remaining in the game. The Eagles put the Malachi Crunch down on the Steelers and remain the league's only undefeated team.
The what?
Behind A.J. Brown's 3 touchdowns and Jalen Hurts' career-high 4 touchdown passes, they destroyed Pittsburgh. Texans next. The suddenly hot Commanders scored 10 points late and squeaked by Indianapolis 17-16 for their 3rd win in a row. Washington joins the NFC Beast at 4-4. Tennessee wins their 5th in a row behind Derrick Henry's 219 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. They beat Houston 17-10. Buffalo continues their winning ways and hand the Packers their 4th loss in a row, 27-17. Last but not least, in Cleveland on Monday night, the Browns kept their season alive. The Browns' 30th ranked defense harassed Joe Burrows and the Bengals and held them to 13 points. So much for the Bengals not giving up a second half touchdown this season. The Browns scored 3 of them. Chubby Chubb had 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amari Cooper showed up with 131 yards and 1 touchdown.
Cool.
Cincinnati drops to 4-4 and hosts Carolina next week. The Browns are 3-5 and on a bye. VOTE. Please vote. Next up, my man Earl.
Week 9 has concluded, and for the area, we congratulate and crown 4 district champions. And now it's time to move to the season finale and get ready for the playoffs. Congratulations to my guy, Quentin Lewis, and the Ricketts Raiders, as they defeated Arnold 42-14 to capture the district crown in a game that they only ran 20 offensive plays.
What?
But even more impressive is North Florida Christian, as they were perfect at 10-0. And I predict that they will even thwart Bai's attempt to beat them this week, as they flew past Monroe 56-42. Our next district champion, Florida High, mashed Mariana 34-7. And the final champion, the Panthers of John Paul II, they were on a prowl and absolutely flambéed the Baby Rattlers 67-0. I think I heard someone from the stands say, "Run it up, Herman. Leave no doubt." In other action, the Godby Cougars won the Battle of the Big Cats by defeating Gadsden County 24-14. Dillard came to town and enjoyed homecoming and enjoyed beating up on Lincoln 35-10. Leon continued their quest for a perfect season by getting destroyed by Crestview 42-7. McClay ran through Rocky Bayou 42-0. And Swanee captured the district crown over Wakulla 22-14. Over in South Georgia, Thomasville was very crisp as they crushed Crisp County 44-0. And Brooks County thought they were still at breakfast as they enjoy eating Bacon County 49. And Dr. Miller, the Fighting Syrup Makers defeated by. So with that, I finish with a nice 10-2 record, which gives me 65-21 leading into the final week. On the college front, Florida State took care of business by beating Georgia Tech 41-16. And even though it's not always pretty, our FAMU Rattlers had a very happy homecoming by taming the Golden Lions of Arkansas Pine Bluff 24-6. In this week's action, the Rickards Raiders will travel to Madison and look to avenge recent losses to the Cowboys. I'll take the Raiders. Godby will take on Milton and look to win 2 in a row for the first time this season. I'll take Godby. Florida High will take on Lincoln. I'll take the Seminoles. Leon will travel to New Smyrna Beach. And although they will most likely finish their season with a perfect 0-10, I'll take Simba. Come on, Leon. Don't finish the season without a win. Gadsden County will take on Childs, and I'll take the Timberwolves. Monroe will travel to Trinity Christian. Ooh, that's going to be an L. I'll take Trinity. Jefferson County will travel to Liberty. I'll take Liberty. McClay will travel to Taylor County, and I'll take Taylor County. And FAMU DRS will travel to Port St. Joe, and I don't know why. I'll take Port St. Joe. Finally, JP2 will travel to Calvary Christian. Now, that's going to be a tough matchup, but I'll stick with the Panthers. In South Georgia, Thomasville has a bye and is getting ready for the playoffs. And Brooks County will take on Pelham. I'll take Brooks. And Mrs. Butterworth will end the season with a barn burner at Bainbridge. In semi-pro football, Florida State will travel to Miami. Normally, I would look for the Hurricanes to blow, but instead this year, they've decided to suck. And our FAMU Rattlers, it's Southern Week. Now, I feel pretty confident that we'll come out victorious on the gridiron, and it's going to be a tough game. But I'm even more confident that we'll be victorious in the band competition. Listen, people, Southern puts their instruments on the ground when they dance. And you absolutely cannot consider yourself an elite band with those high school antics.
Nope.
Now, Coach Clayton, get well soon so we can get back on the golf course. See you next week.
My man. Way to bring the noise, Earl.
Oh, that's him, ain't it?
Man,
Yes, sir.
look, must see TV.
Must see TV, boy. I'm telling you. He say they put their instruments on the ground.
Right, they not legit.
Yeah.
That's it.
They can't be too serious. They doing that.
Hey, Dr. White said it. They said they put it on the ground. Okay, y'all. Kill them. Period.
Pretty much. But I want you to see something. Speaking about Southern's band.
Yeah.
Now, where's the volume?
They coming. Listen to the Piccolos, how high they came through. Piccolo player. I didn't. I'll buy.
Why did I show that?
Why did you show that?
One, LSU, you saw them jamming to the Southern band.
Oh yeah.
Two, they can't play that song. You know what that song is, right?
You're talking on the side of your neck.
by Cameo. Because the LSU crowd sings "Suck That Tigers"
What?
and then ended with BITC.
Oh.
So they don't allow them to play that.
No, the LSU people just get a little rowdy, huh?
They don't allow them to play that. And you see them standing up, jumping and yelling. They saying what they ain't supposed to be saying.
Somebody gonna be in trouble.
Substitute teacher was in, huh? That's
I said, who would have thought that? Look at the LSU fans.
Yeah, now that's what I'm looking at there, right? They going crazy up there.
We didn't have that at Wilmington.
That's what they saying.
You a Seahawk?
Ooh.
Wilmington.
Long story.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway.
So tell me that ain't wild.
That's wild. That's wild on so many levels because Southern didn't do a good job with that song anyway. Like I said, I'm biased because Norfolk State is the best band I've heard play that song, and to this day, and that was all over the place.
I said that was all over the place.
That was all over the place. Yeah, the Hundreds gonna have a good time. A good time.
Well, on one of the best things I saw, something I want you to see right here.
Go get it. Go get it.
How tall is she? Do you know?
Yep, 6'7".
Wow.
At Monteverde.
Oh, wow.
6'7". I said, wow. I told him, I said, we putting it out there. We putting it on Roku. I'm sure she getting interest anyway, but that's pretty good. She's about 17 years old, able to do that.
Nice.
See? Then we said this was gonna happen. You know, they had a fight at Michigan State.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You know, they had Prairie View Southern fight was in all the news media. This one went on for a couple days, and then you don't see it or hear nothing else about it. But they had a beat down. Now, the question somebody asked, which was a good one, they said, why was he in the locker room by himself and the rest of his team was on the field celebrating? I don't know the answer to that. They said he was up there. They said he was down there going down that side instigating. What'd you say, Todd?
Yeah, I saw it on Skip and Shannon. And what had happened is both teams were heading for the tunnel, and they barred Michigan off so that Penn State could go through. But the young man who's from Florida and weighs 165 pounds, he didn't get cut off. So he's now with the Penn State guys, and he's he's talking 100 miles worth of trash, right? And they caught him off in the corner over there. Now, I say he bought it on himself, even though they were dead wrong. I mean, one guy swung a helmet at him. He didn't even have on a helmet. Right. So there's going to be charges. But that's what happened. He got walled off, and he was still talking trash. You know, it was two of them and 100 of them. they didn't take kind to it.
that was not a very cerebral decision, was it?
Man. Yeah, you see my people behind me. You see it? Yeah, what's up? What's up? We got where's everybody?
Right. And then after they beat, I'm not laughing at the young man, but it
No,
was
not even.
But
Not even.
after he came out of it, right, it was some older people on the side. They was like over here. He was like, okay.
Well, say he ran over there, didn't he?
Run for your life.
Boy, it was funny, man.
It's like getting in a fight when we were growing up. The first thing you find out is how many brothers and sisters somebody got.
Right.
You ain't gonna fight nobody got 9 brothers and sisters.
Right,
You know, whatever they may have said to you, you keep on walking. That that's just called I'm gonna keep my teeth. You know, I'm not have to fight all 9 of them. That's just not gonna do.
A business decision.
Yeah, right.
You say, hey, we say, Mick, you got to analyze the blowback from this.
Exactly right. Hey, conversely, if you were talking to a girl that had a lot of big brothers, you say, it's best I not even.
Right.
Let her talk to somebody else. It ain't gonna be. And Sports Diva talking about rule number 1: keep on your helmet.
That's right.
Rule number 1: keep on your helmet. I said, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh,
that was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah. And people have got. I mean, they've suspended at least 8 people so far.
Right.
And you're right. Criminal charges could be coming.
They're coming, man. Yeah, and those kids, you know, some of them probably have a felony on their record, which you know, it's I don't know, man. They need to do a better job of separating the teams there too, because emotions run high. And you know, those kind of things are going to happen. As a matter of fact, it happened in the Michigan and Penn State game. Pretty similar thing. They got into a big ruckus. It wasn't 100-on-2, but you know, both teams going at it, and they got pretty physical. And Harbaugh blamed it on Penn State's coach. You know?
Well, naturally, he gonna blame somebody else.
But now his team has been involved 2 weeks in a row, or 2 out of 3 weeks, however long the span was.
But see, the other piece of that is, you know, you going in and out of one tunnel. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it is.
You know, again, that's one of those situations. Ain't nothing good gonna happen out of that.
Right.
It's just not.
You often hear of the remarkable journeys some players take to make it to the NBA. On today's Remembering the Legends, we spotlight a man who took the unbeaten path to become one of the league's best referees. Oh yeah, today we honor former North Carolina A&T Aggie, Hugh Evans. Born November 8, 1940 in Squire, West Virginia, his family would eventually move to New York, where Evans was an outstanding athlete in basketball and baseball. That athletic prowess allowed him to earn a scholarship to A&T, where he would continue to play both sports. Following college, Evans was drafted with the 79th pick by the St. Louis Hawks of the NBA. And while he didn't make the Hawks, he switched sports and played in the San Francisco Giants farm systems for 3 years before eventually moving back to New York to work as a community center director. It was there that he would officiate some rec league games after work. And after some years of doing this, found himself reffing the famed Rutgers Park Summer League games, which often featured NBA stars. After he took the test to become an official referee, Evans was asked if he wanted to ref some professional games. At first thinking it was a joke, he said yeah, because he was just thinking about refereeing college games. But after he found out that it was true, he accepted the part-time position and officiated 47 NBA games in 1972. The following year, the NBA offered him a full-time position, starting a remarkable 28-year career run. Evans on the court was known as a true professional. He would give no quarters or take any from players, coaches, or fans alike. He was so prepared, however, that he was well respected throughout the annals of the league. He worked nearly 2,000 regular season games, 170 playoff games, 35 NBA Finals games, and 4 NBA All-Star games. He retired following the 2001 NBA Finals and worked as the NBA Assistant Supervisor of Officials for 2 years. Evans died earlier this year in July at the age of 81, but his professionalism lives on. He was inducted into the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame, the North Carolina A&T Hall of Fame, and in September became the first black referee to be enshrined into the Naismith Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. It was an unusual way of getting to the league, but once he arrived, Evans worked hard to earn the respect of his peers and the league. And he became one of the best ever to do it. That is why he is a legend.
Man, those Aggies, they love you for that one.
Nice piece, Rick. Well, he done muted himself.
He done muted himself. His lips still moving, though.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Rick.
We still can't hear you.
Still can't hear you, Rick. I guess I'll practice lip reading.
Right.
I guess I'll practice lip reading. He busy like a Japanese movie.
Look, yeah, right. You can't take him nowhere, man.
Oh, you can't tell him. You can't tell him. Oh Lord. Oh, we still can't hear you, Rick. But somebody had made the comment. I hope you saw when he made the comment about you can't go walking around on somebody else's home field.
Right. Yeah.
I don't care if it's your home state. You can't walk to the opponent's line like that. He messed around and found out. I hear you tell Dog 12.
Yeah.
He found out the hard way, didn't he, Todd?
He did. Look, 100 the hard way.
They say 100 the hard way. Yes, sir. He found that out the hard way. He got educated.
Right.
He got educated on that one, brother.
Look, Betty won't do that no more.
I bet you're right about that. He sure won't. Oh, he said he won't do that again.
Hey, Mick, on Earl's piece where he does the high school and the college, is that film from the last week, or is that like a film that you show all the time that runs during his piece?
It varies.
Okay, because there was a piece on there today where the offensive lineman, the defense juked it like that, and he jumped off sides, and he got straight up and ran off the field. They replaced him, and that happened with me in high school. Real quick, man, we were playing. Our middle guard jumped off sides, boom. Then he jumped off sides again, boom. The coach told him jump off sides again and just come out the game. He was drunk, and he jumped off sides again, and he just turned and went straight to the sideline. Man, it was the funniest thing I had seen. I was only 16. But this funniest thing I had seen in my life so far, man. That's like, how you gonna jump offside? You right in front of the ball.
Say right in front of the ball,
man.
Hey, Rick, you with us now?
No.
Okay. That's probably best that you're not.
Y'all just talk all that noise, but I'm back now. I'm back. You lucky the show's almost over. Because I got some things I had to say about y'all. But that's all right. That's all right.
Rick,
Aggie pride.
Look, we thought you were saying them. We just couldn't hear you.
Exactly. Tell it, Todd.
Oh, now y'all gonna jump me. Dr. Miller, help. See, you see what happens, Dr. Miller? See, this is the dude I was telling you about, Dr. Miller. That's the dude right there. So
he always starting something he can't finish.
Dr. Miller, come on. Let's jump on this dude, Dr. Miller. Come on.
It'd be so bad, Todd. Dr. Miller say, Rick, I'm on the show now. Why are you so quiet? Todd, this is what he said.
What?
See how it's lies and vicious rumors. Lies. See,
We
Hey,
got
hey.
more comments on that show and his lack of a response than anything we've
Wow.
done. I mean, why did Rick even open that up? Why Rick know he can't handle Dr. Miller? Why would he even go that way? I mean, that thing was hilarious.
I tell you,
The best thing he has
week it
going
gets
for
better
us
and better.
is that I can't remember which show it is because I go back and get that clip to use it. Oh, it was pretty funny there. It was pretty funny.
Oh, I can tell you when it was. I can tell you when it was. If that's what you want to do, that might even clear my name because each week I get this blast. See, me and Dr. Miller, we tight now. We done talked about this. We know everything's all right.
Right. Can't beat them, join them.
Hey.
He ain't joining them with Dr. Miller.
Oh.
He just likes to imagine.
That was a nice piece though, Rick. I enjoy your pieces, man, on the legends. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was nice. I really like the one on Nate Newton also.
Todd, don't be kissing up now if you didn't talk about it.
I told you I had the diffusing, man. I told you I had the diffusing.
Well, look, I've done enough people from the state of Texas, so I think I've done my quota for the year.
Okay.
At least a year. At least for the year. At least for the year. Oh, there's Sports Diva. Rick, let it go. Rick, let it go.
Diva,
Rick,
come on now.
Rick,
Man, you Diva. Now, come on now.
Rick, let it go.
I tell you.
He don't catch a break. And I refuse to show Pick'em because Todd running away with it like it ain't even a contest now.
How about that?
But no, seriously, Mick, on the serious side with the Pick'em, I love competition, man. So I'm not gonna turn in any picks this week, so y'all can catch up and we can go from there. So I'm gonna just take a straight 15 losses this week.
Rick, do you hear him?
And then
I hear the city talking. I hear the city talking.
That'll make it competitive down the stretch.
Okay.
That's why
we're gonna see if you do that.
Okay.
And that's why he called me up. He texted me saying, "Rick, you didn't you didn't make your pick for Thursday night. Get it in, get it in."
Yeah.
I was like,
right.
Yeah. All right. You up by 8? What you up by 8 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to move it over to the right. That's the total numbers.
Todd, your answer is a guess.
Oh, I thought Rick was. I thought Rick was controlling that, Mick.
There you go. There you go. He had a great week last week. That was the high for anybody. 13 weeks. We had nobody with 13 correct picks.
Right. Damn.
You know, and he blew his ex-roommate out the water. Kevin was leading, and I guess Todd decided that he wasn't going to continue to let that go on.
Right.
And he been walking him down ever since.
All right, it's the second half of the season now.
Right.
It's showtime now, Coach.
Yeah, it sure is.
And also, I think I hit that prediction for our best record, our team's record after 9 games. I think I hit mine on the nose.
How you hit it on the nose? We ain't played 9 games yet.
I don't play anymore. I have a bye next week.
Oh, okay.
And I said we were going to be 6-2. I anticipated that getting hurt. That's why I said 6-2 instead of 7-1.
Now he's psychic, Rick.
God.
If that's the case, he need to pick them numbers for the $1.2 billion lotto then.
For real.
Right.
The one thing, y'all, if I ever win it, I always promise the boys, we out. If you hadn't heard that confirmation yet, you ain't one of the boys. You ain't one of the boys. If you one of the boys, you done already heard. It was so funny. Ralph Coleman said, I'm going to be the one taking a list to see who get on the plane. If they ain't on the list, they can't go.
Look,
I said, that's the way to handle it.
Yeah, and then laughing at the ones that don't get on the plane.
Right. Talk about, hey, there we go.
We
said we mess around there and hit it. Boys, we going to Hawaii for 2 weeks. We going to get a charter jet. We out of here. You take your family, take everybody you want to take with you. We going to get the hotel. We gonna get the top floor. We're gonna hang out. So Todd seemed to think if he goes 0 this week, then he's still gonna be in the lead. Okay.
Right.
Well, he probably still would be over me, but Kevin and the reporter, they kind of coming after.
Well, then that would create some competition down the stretch, and I'm all about that competition.
Okay,
Yeah. Go ahead and do that now. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. They say, I dare you. I double dog dare you.
I double dog dare you.
I say he ain't gonna do that. He just talking.
Just like a cowboy. Just like a cowboy. Every daggone year. Same old.
Oh, same old. Huh? Well, Todd, we appreciate you being on the show with us today.
Well, Coach does anyway.
Yeah.
No. I'm being nice. You're right, Coach. We appreciate the pigskin leader and the defending champion for being on the show tonight. Thank you for joining us and granting us with your presence.
Man, well, thank you both very much.
Well, mine was a sincere appreciation. You know about Rick. You know about him.
Stay up to date with the latest from INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is a copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, Florida Corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises. It is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS.
Hey, we appreciate everybody being here. We'll catch y'all next week.
All right.
We will see. Boy, Todd mess around there and make some picks next week. He's going to be talking about every show from here on in. Every show from now on in. And when we get back together after that 9th week and we get Special K on here too, I know it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. Rick, what is he doing?
I ain't even gonna tell you, man.
Yeah. Don't. It's time to end the show now.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
We'll see y'all next week. Appreciate you.
Hey, that's y'all in the rear view mirror getting further and further.
Oh, God, cut this show off. Cut it off.